That takes care of that then.
I like that I can see the zombie that's going to be in the alleyway I'm looking at. Sometimes there's not a zombie there, but I can see him at this case.
Getting better.
I don't know if he's always there. It's just I just happen to notice him during this playthrough. I didn't really need to pick up those rockets. At this point, I'm in such a hurry that I decide I'm not going to look through my guide for stuff. I figure I probably don't even need to look at my guide, so I kind of take a little bit of time to briefly glance at the description and then make a decision. And yeah, I could have probably leveled up my firearms skill, or at least get a little bit more XP if I'd gotten that firearms weapon skill training earlier. But keep in mind that I only had 2 levels after maxing that out left to go. So I would have been levels 35 to... Oh no, let's see here. I think I'm 38 now as a level. So it would be 36 when I maxed it and 33 when I start getting it.
Used to have a girlfriend that lived around here. God knows what happened to her.
So that wouldn't really be a lot of XP. It'd be different if it was like from the beginning of the game, but that's not the case here. So I start making some noise here because I want to lure the screamer. Since you're pretty much safe up here. I look around to make sure that there's no zombies to my side, because sometimes they run to your side. And then I deal with the ones in front. I'm not worried about the ones in front because there's extra barricades. This is my detox rifle. This is my baby. The green number indicates poison damage, and the screamer is now vomiting. She's basically incapacitated. Unfortunately, I did not finish her fast enough. Alright, sometimes there's a thug here, sometimes there's not, but there's pretty much always a special wrestler and a ram.
They didn't know what they were up against.
And you cannot run through this fire, it just damages you and you run into an invisible wall. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of making sure that the wrestler and the ram take that path as I run around. Because this right there would be a kind of a tight squeeze if you had to deal with the ram and the wrestler. Grab the rifle ammo as I fly over. Never tried that before, but I never had those guys that close to me as I was running over. Okay, so we are on chapter 13. That was another side jump. That was me getting propelled backwards by the objects on the floor. This game has some weird ways of making your character move around.
Die, for Christ's sake!
I try to reach through the bars and grab the medkit, but I'm not going to stop long enough to grab it, so I'm not too concerned. This room is secure. The room in front of me is not, the one I'm entering. Unfortunately, I really mess up in this room. I do what I can to recover, but I lost some time on that. If I wasn't in fury, I'd grab the shotgun shells on that corner that I looked at. One thing you want to be careful is that there's a screamer in this file, and I'm pretty sure one of those zombies was about to throw a weapon. I think the one in brown shirt. Not the one in green that's in front. Alright, so I hear a zombie really close to me, so what I do is I start walking forward to get away from that zombie. The problem is, now I can't jump backwards when I fail to kill the screamer, and death. That clicking you hear is the flashlight spazzing out. So I'm a little annoyed at this part that I could not dodge away from the screamer like I always do. She just bludgeoned me to death. Or clawed me to death or whatever. And that's the guy I think blocked me. I kick him for good measure. So that's why I went to Detox Rifle. It stuns all my enemies. This next section is a little bit dangerous. So the procedure I came up with, I mean, I can deal with it. It's a ram. I can deal with it. But I want to be able to deal with it fast. So my method is to run past, get smacked, hit this checkpoint, that flag I just reached, and load checkpoint. Bam, I'm in the next area. Cool thing, or weird thing, is that if I start backtracking, if I go up the stairs, the monsters will start respawning in. I'm not sure if this is like a different map or what, but like they literally start popping in right next to you. But they don't if you're sitting around or anything, only as you start passing by. Alright, there's those infected, they'll always be there. But infected always kind of scream when they see you, so that gives you time to respond. I wanted to get in that hall to get away from the walkers, and I was going to deal with infected in that hallway. Long story short, I always intended to kill them. I just wanted to get duck in the hall first. This took a surprise. I mean, this is the first time a wrestler was not poisoned. Normally he's poisoned without me having to reload like that. I just need to stun everybody. I don't need to actually kill them.
Stop working.
If you fall this down this height, you actually get hurt.
Fuck me. This place is huge. Looks like someone ripped it a new asshole. Ah, what a bloody mess.
But just use the side jump as you fall and you'll be okay.
Well, these poor bastards don't look like they were infected. Hell, their bodies are still warm.
So there's a couple things you need to investigate before you're allowed access to the next room.
According to those logs, the first part of the equipment was shipped here weeks before the outbreak. Fuck me, they had this all planned out. They'd unleash the virus and then sit back and watch what happened. These must be the people the antidote was tested on.
Alright, so I like to do the looting when I search the second item.
Harlow, just wait, you don't have to do this.
I have to. It's gone too far now.
Try to control it, I know you can do it.
I'm trying, but all this never should have happened. Help me destroy it. Bury it. All of it. We can't let them use it anymore. We can't let them do what they did to Pal and I. Not again.
What are you saying?
They did this. The outbreak on Pal and I, it was them. To test their bioweapons. And the mutagen, it will destroy us all. You won't be able to control it. It will control you.
But we can use the antidote.
Don't you understand? There is no antidote. They caught me when I tried to sneak in here. They tested the mutagen on me, not knowing what it would do. They didn't know I was immune like you. Look what it turned me into. I killed them all. We won't be able to stop it. That's why we have to destroy it, before it destroys everything.
Harlow, we can control it. We can escape off this bloody island and get help.
There is no help. We can't escape. None of us can. We're too dangerous. We can never leave this island. Ever.
Harlow, don't!
You start off aiming a little bit to her right. So I try crouching and healing immediately as the screen fades in. She's already defeated.
If you don't back off, I'll take the mutagen. Then there will be no stopping me. If this is the price I need to pay in order to save the world, I pay it freely.
Harlow, have you gone completely insane? Bloody hell. She's gonna turn into one of those mutant freaks.
I feel that they're trying to make her like a sympathetic antagonist, but she just comes out of left field as being the final bad guy, and I have no problems killing her. no problems as in like no personality, mental, emotional state issues dealing with her. I don't feel sorry, I just making sure she doesn't chainsaw me to death. Jin was also that way in the first game. They try to make her someone you're sympathetic for, but I basically cheered when she died. I'm bringing this up because they repeat this in Dying Light, this problem of making a character that I think you're supposed to feel bad for, and it's probably just because I'm not a nice person, I guess. But I don't feel sorry for her. Not for Harlow, not for Jen. So I can't defeat her here. That's one of the other reasons I have the detox.
How much of that shit did she take?
So what you need to do is you need to basically dodge her until the red flag appears to take the mutagen. I failed jumping over the rail earlier, so I had to wait to get it.
Just one shot. Once you do it, at least it better. I won't let it control me. Harlow's wrong.
Now do you understand?
You're such a bloody fool, Harlow. You damned yourself for nothing. I'm a bloody monster. Now try and stop me.
As this fight proceeds, some monsters spawn around the room and in the hallway in the back. There were some zombies in the back, but some literally just pop in, including the Screamer. Right here, the Screamer, she pops in on the stairs. So yeah, the walkers and stuff, they do break through, but the bosses weren't there before. It only matters if you're like hugging the door, waiting for your fury to kick in, or waiting for the door to open. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much because you'll pretty much waste everything with your fury mode here. Harlow drops a orange level 25 chainsaw. It can easily be replaced by a better white chainsaw from the horror set.
What have you done to me? Look around you. Don't you see? You leave this island and the whole world will look like this. You are the angel of death.
Well, Harlow, maybe you shouldn't have pressured them into setting the mutagen into themselves. I understand her reasoning. You know, she felt that it was not safe enough for them to leave.
I'm sorry, Harlow. I didn't want it to come to this. But you gave me no choice.
Waiting for the door to let me through.
Time to find that bloody ship.
You can pretty much run past everything at this point. There is one ambush walker that I will kind of deal with, and a wrestler at the end, but nothing major. You fight these guys, the wrestler will be here, but he'll have trouble fitting through this doorway. That's the ambush walker. I thought about setting some mines down here, or not jumping over the fence until zombies had followed me. You'll see why in a second.
You killed Harlow, right? Now are you positive she's dead? Why did you do it? Bloody bastard! What did you expect? That we tested in London or New York? Come on, don't be naive. We had to get information, data about how the virus mutates, how it evolves, if it's possible to control it. You can only do so much of that in the lab. You're fucking insane! We can discuss the morality of the situation later. For now, I have a ship and a medical team standing by. All of their equipment is state-of-the-art. Once we're on board, You have my word that we'll do whatever it takes to treat you. Fuck you, right? Already found the cutter. I know you took a mutagen. I can see it plain as day. You can't control it. You can't stop it. If you want any chance of a normal life, you need to come with me. See you later, asshole. You'll see.
And that's why. Somehow Serpo escapes the tower full of people, goes through the building full of zombies, and the quarantine zone to get here. Now, obviously this means he's a badass, right? He can take down zombies with just his glasses. Makes sense. Here I'm just showing my final list of items. Just, you know, give you a sense of scale and how little I've done. I had a lot more medkits than I realized. For some reason it pops back at the top, the search bar.
You can't leave me here! You fucking freaks! Get back here, you fucking freaks!
Now, since Serpo made it all the way here, he can handle these guys.
You don't know what you're doing!
Or maybe not. So by entering the boat, it starts New Game Plus mode. That's terminology for carrying your stats over from the beginning of the game, or to the beginning of the game. So my character, level 40, with all his items and skills, will reappear on the beach with Harlow as if nothing had happened. Now, all the people I didn't interact with, the zombies are now sieging them. If I did all their quests, the zombies would still siege them. So this cutscene is the same no matter what. Looks like this lady, she went back to the cinema. This ram, he's gonna step on something that belongs to Chima. That kitty thing. Next time you watch any Dead Island Riptide video, if that's on her waist. So apparently it's there. Although, if you look carefully, she's carrying it after she leaves the cinema. She's carrying it when she's in Fort Henderson.
Thank you for coming back for us. I am so very sorry. I lost faith in you.
How are you feeling?
A-okay, Doc. Never better.
I have a little headache, but otherwise I'm perfectly fine.
This Serpo, yeah. He won't be bothering us anymore.
What about Harlow? We couldn't help her. Yeah, she decided to stay.
So these are the only 3 people you take with you besides the immune. The doctor, who I barely talked to. Trevor, who was kind of the leader of the non-immune survivors. And Chima, the big whiny person who likes to cook.
Authorities in Banoi and Palanai report that the crisis is over. Life is slowly returning to normal as rescue crews clean up the aftermath of the monsoon that swept through the archipelago. All travel to and from the region is still prohibited as the rescue operation continues. Rumors of a possible plague outbreak have been discredited as international relief organizations continue to assess the situation.
So anyways, that is Riptide. I believe that it is indeed superior to Dead Island, the original. I mean, you would hope it would, but sometimes no. There are enough modifications that have been made that shows that the people in charge of this game learned from their Dead Island mistakes. Dead Island, I liked it. The original, I liked it. There were some issues, and Riptide worked on those issues. So the next video I plan on doing is going to be a critique on Dying Light and comparing it to Riptide. I still might not end up doing it. It might be too inflammatory. It might be too
Bangs that go bump in the night.
out of scope for me to handle. I spent a lot more time on Riptide than I really wanted to, but I wanted to get this speedrun out to show that I can play a game proficiently. That once I'm not a blind playthrougher, I can show you all the advantages I pick up. Now, all those people that died, or I'm assuming they all died. All the people that died, because as I said, it doesn't matter if you did their side quests or not; they still meet the same fate. An interesting thing to think about is if Hardy was so tirelessly trying to save everybody and not leave anybody behind, even going so far as to say there's a nuke. You have to think about the mindset of the team as they move through these towns. Like Halai Village. He's already told you there's a nuke coming. Do you take everybody out of Halai Village? No, you leave them there. You leave them to get nuked, even if there is no nuke. Your characters don't know that. The makeshift hospital, the colony there, you don't do anything to try to take them with you. Even when you discover a boat, even after you blow open the quarantine zone, for some reason there were some issues with the credits here. I guess perhaps I was just getting a little bit tired because this is towards the end of that particular segment. And I didn't want to try to hit escape here to refresh it. Fortunately, it pans out, it smooths out later.
Cut your head off, you leave your motherfuckers dead. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. You bitch. Drink blood like a vampire without warning. You bitch. Got that thing that go bump in the night. You bitch.
So I hope you enjoyed that speedrun of the game. I obviously skipped a lot of things, and for some people that might be infuriating, but again, it's a speedrun. I don't care that I missed that mod. I intentionally didn't go and pick up that mod because it would slow you down. Your character would stop. He would come to a complete stop as he picked it up, and then you'd have to pick up your character's running momentum again. I have one character with all the blueprints already. I have another character with all the collectibles. So I'm not really concerned about that. By this point, I've completed a save file for every character. I have essentially eaten all the meat out of this game and then taken the marrow out as well. So this was my final run through. I may, depending how early or how quickly I get this new computer assembled, run through it one more time for a true speedrun with no cutscenes, no dialogue, just mashing spacebar through all that, mashing enter to accept the quest as fast as possible, that kind of stuff. I don't know how much it'll shave off, but I think that's what I would need to get it uploaded to some places like Speed Demo Archive, I think. I looked at their site, a little bit confusing to me because I've never submitted anything. I don't socialize on forums. I'm kind of out of touch when it comes to certain parts of technology. I don't know anything about Tumblr or Twitter or Twitch. But I'm trying to learn that stuff. I do know games, though. So I'm hoping I'll be able to submit something to Speed Demo Archive and have that maybe even do more than just Riptide, down the road. Do other games in a speedrun fashion. I really respect speedrunners who, because they have to take the time to research what they're doing. They can't just play and hope it works out. Well, I guess they could, but that speedrun would quickly become obsolete by someone who realized that what things can be trimmed. For example, the exact number of experience points you need to obtain a level, that gives you a essential perk that helps you bypass an obstacle, that kind of stuff. So when you're doing your own speedruns, you need to consider the cost of getting all those extra things and how much time it actually saves you or penalizes you for. For example, in my original guide to myself, I wrote down dead zones so that I could get all the team levels in just as few dead zone runs as possible. So that I could get a hooligan gun mod. That's what I like to do. I like to put the fire mod on the pistol so that if you hit anything with a detox, which is the toxin that it poisons the enemy, if you light them on fire with your pistol or any weapon, it could be any weapon really, they will suffer a great deal of damage. So I wouldn't have had that problem with the Screamer towards the end that I did. But you can also do that with like a Molotov, so it's not that huge of a deal. It's a nice thing though. If you were to, create an in-game arsenal, that'd probably be how I would do it. Detox rifle, pride shotgun, hooligan pistol. I haven't actually watched a lot of Let's Players. I kind of glanced around a little bit. I know I'm not a fun guy to listen to. And a lot of Let's Players, they are entertaining in their enthusiasm. I don't think I expressed that enthusiasm to you through my voice. So the best thing I can hope for to keep you interested here is to show you gameplay, minimizing my mess ups. That's not to say that people who mess up in games are bad or anything. I think there's humor value available in that, which is why I went ahead and just left these failures in here. It's not like I would edit them out or run it again without those failures. Alright, so this is version 1.4.1.1.13. This is the latest version for this, and that's my final playthrough. 3 hours, 46 minutes, and 9 seconds. And that has been Dead Island Riptide. Thank you very much for watching.